episode 64. You are listening to the new Glam Gal Podcast, the podcast where style meets confidence. Conquer the frustration of trying on clothes and learn to dress and love the body you are in. There are no size or weight requirements here. I'm your host, Miss J. Join me, won't you? Hey, Glam Gals, welcome back to the podcast. I was watching a favorite Shirley Temple movie, Little Miss Broadway, and there's this part in the beginning where they talk about being optimistic, and she sings this sweet little song about being optimistic and not being a grumpy. And I was thinking about how this applies to style in general. Little kids are encouraged to play dress up, and there's imagination boxes full of odds and ends and terms of garments, and they're encouraged to go into the garment box and imagine who they could be. They're invited to take on different roles. They're invited to play dress up. And it's so much fun when you're little. At least for me, I remember it being a ton of fun to get big swaths of fabric and wrap myself in it and then pretend I was having a tea party or I was in a rainstorm or any number of things. And my poor sister Jessica was subjected to a lot of my dress up shenanigans. In fact, when we were little, she often had to have tea parties with me, and she's not a big tea party fan, and it mostly consisted of us drinking water out of teacups or Shasta pink soda out of fancy glasses, and I was pretending it was pink champagne. It was fun. Style was fun. And then somewhere along the way, as women become grown-ups, style stops being fun. We stop approaching it like a game. We don't think of it as dress up and what new role can I take on today? What will my imagination do with this piece of fabric? We don't approach style that way. We take it so seriously. So it becomes this serious problem that requires serious problem solving and thinking about, as opposed to letting your imagination come up with some solutions for you. We have to take this so seriously, and we have such negative emotions about style and getting dressed, and we never choose to think of it as dress up, so our brain never taps into that imagination resourcefulness part. It's trying to solve style like it was world peace. And do you see the huge difference there? If I gave a child a swath of fabric and told them that they had to think seriously about what they were going to do with it, versus have fun, kiddo, let me know what you come up with. It's a very different approach, but we don't treat ourselves like our 5-year-old self because, we're grown-ups now, but you're still a human. And all the benefits that children get from playing dress up, like imagination, communication, problem solving, resourcefulness. We want all of those as an adult. We want to have creativity. We want to be problem solvers. We want to have stronger relationships and more empathy. And the best way to do that as a child and to teach those attributes to a child is to encourage them to play dress up or to go into that imagination box. And I want to encourage you to do the same as a grown-up. There's really nothing preventing you from approaching your own sense of style and fashion the same way. And the same benefits apply to you. So, my darling Glam Gal, I want you to think, when was the last time you had a sensation of fun or joy or happiness, or enjoyment, even amusement when it comes to style? For a lot of you, it may have been never. Like, this may have always been a problem to be solved for you like world peace. Was it ever fun? At what age did it stop being fun for you, and why? I think part of the problem as grown-ups, especially type A's who are goal-driven, we always think that once we've attained the goal, then it'll be fun. Then we'll have time to relax and enjoy. And we'll have that sense of joy and wonder again once we've succeeded in our goal or our tasks. And when we approach style and fashion that way, we're putting so much power in the hands of a pile of clothing to bring us joy. We're making the outfit the bringer of joy. We're making all the beauty products we own the bringer of joy. And if you've been listening to this podcast for any time, you know that it's your own thoughts that create feelings. If you want to feel happiness or joy or a sense of fun or wonderment, you are responsible for bringing that to any task you undertake. And it's not the arrival point. It's not the stylish outfit or the stylish wardrobe that's going to bring you that joy. It's you. And here's why the style or the outfit or the wardrobe in and of themselves cannot bring you joy. Because your sense of worth, how beautiful you are, your enoughness, that's innate. Remember, you're 100% full of beauty. You're 100% worthy as you are. And when you go from that premise, and you're not expecting the clothes to create joy or excitement for you, you're not expecting an outfit to be the bringer of joy when you are the bringer of joy, then you can approach your closet, your drawers, any shopping experience with that same sense of wonderment that you had when you were a child. Children don't approach the imagination box or the dress-up box with all these hang-ups and insecurities like, well, my little toddler belly and my belly button, I don't know if it's going to fit this thing. No, like they squeeze themselves into little outfits. They wear dresses that are 10 times too big for them. They put on their parents' shoes. Like there's no thought about tag size. There's no thought about what something fits or doesn't fit. And if it doesn't fit, might as well stick your underwear on your head because it could serve just as well as a hat as a pair of underwear. Like there's no thought about your body type or your weight or your tag size. Like all of that drama is behind because little kids know all their value and their worth. Like that's not even a thing for them. Because little kids aren't concerned with those types of hang-ups, so they can approach dress up as just dress up. So I want you to kind of think about your little toddler self, and I want you to come with me to your closet. Like, let's go play dress up. I want you to come with me to your pile of clothes in your drawers, and let's play some dress up. What will we do with this hat? What will we do with this pair of jeans? How fun can we make this white t-shirt? How can we dress up or dress down this dress? What other items do you have that we can play with? Do you have any accessories? Do you have any unworn scarves? Now, I know there's some of you out there, you're culprits. You buy a lot of scarves and they're just chilling somewhere in a pile. Can we have fun with them? What can we do with them? Can we tie it around our neck? What about our handbag? What about our head? What can we do with this? And then there's no hang-ups about, well, it doesn't fit and I bought it and have all these like extra thoughts. Like stop your brain. We're just here to have fun. We're just here to play dress up. We're just here because we're going to play. I want to see what my brain comes up with this one item. If I can't use it anymore, maybe I can call a friend and say, hey, girl, do you need X, Y, or Z? Do you have a ABC that I could use? You could do a clothing swap. Or you can suddenly get really empathetic and remember, oh my gosh, my mom wore this. I don't need it anymore, but wow, it's so cool. Like, what will your brain come up with today when you go to your closet to play dress up? And if you give it room and space to play dress up, think of how fun style and fashion could be again if you let it. So, my darling glam gals, your mission, should you choose to accept it, the mindset homework is to find out when styles stop being fun. When did you start taking it so seriously, and why? And in terms of your style homework, I want you to really think about how to make style fun again. I want you to think of your closet as a very large, and for some of you, very expensive imagination box. It's your dress-up box. How will you play today? What role will you take on? What combinations of things will you pull out of that dress-up box? How can we make this fun again? And will we allow ourselves the space to just play dress-up? All right, let's get it, Glam Gals. Miss J out. P.S. My darling Glam Gals, it's getting a little harder to find the podcast these days, but what makes it easier for other Glam Gals like you to find the podcast is when you leave me a review on iTunes. You can click the podcast icon on your iPhone, and now allows you to leave a review in the app. You can leave stars and comments or just stars. All of it is much appreciated. All right, Miss J officially out.